almost 5 years of going through this adoption, thinking this is never going to happen. What are you doing, God? I'm understanding the jaw thing, and He needed to put me in a much better place. But then life's happening, and all these situations are just not working.
I'm Ron. I go to Catalyst Church on Raceway. I'm living proof of what a loving God can do.
I'm Carmen, and I go to Catalyst Church. And I'm living proof that Jesus saves. I had an accident when I was 10. I fell off a slide that was, 10 feet high. And I fell on this side. And nobody knew anything happened. So I just kept living life. But in the meantime, my body was wreaking havoc. Especially during college, when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I healed, but I couldn't open my mouth anymore to eat. And I went like that for 4 years. And that started a whole train of being misdiagnosed and trying and seeing doctors, and they don't know what's wrong with me. And like I was defeated. And it just kept going on and on. And so I was just reading to my son, and he was there. And I burst out crying. He was like, what is going on? Where's this coming from? Because I couldn't move my mouth anymore. Remember, I was bone on bone. And I don't think mentally I could have dealt with any more kids. Because I just was not mentally capable when I couldn't even chew food. Because, I wasn't angry with God because I knew Him enough. I was intimate enough with Him all these years from little that there was a reason. But I had a lot of crying sessions, and I had a lot of, what are you trying to say? I don't get it. I don't understand. I wasn't angry, but I don't get it. Very active in the church. And you could clearly see God was walking with me, and He was bringing me along. But there's always that part of us that needs that love and acceptance. And where does it come from? Like the devil just wants to take, it's been 30 years, you haven't been diagnosed yet, or look at you. You know what I mean? All the confusion of you're not worth anything, or, all those things.
After she had gone to the doctor that specializes in TMJ, says that, I need all my cartilage is really literally gone out of my jawbone. And she asked him if I should do both sides at the time, and he said he'd recommend it if there was something that could alleviate her pain. And I was all for it.
So I had the surgery. It was absolutely a huge weight off my shoulders. So when I got healed from that, it was like, I'm ready. Let's go for adoption. He did that so we could have another child. Started for the state because it was cheaper. And then we found out about my jaw. So we put that on hold. And then we decided to go to Vietnam. So then we decided it's okay, we can spend the money, we'll go to Vietnam. And so we went through, we got training to adopt through an agency in Maine. And we were going to do Vietnam. But then they closed their doors. So then we decided, okay, let's just go back to in state. And let's foster. Let's try fostering. That was a really tough time because we knew a lot of people who were fostering who was really having a hard time. And this is not to demean the state or anything, but there were it was very traumatic the way the policies were for some of our friends who were trying to adopt, and we had the same social worker, and it was like, why would we do this? This is just not working. But we did a couple.
No, this was number 2 foster child. Her name was Liliana. she was
6.
bad family situation with her, and so it was challenging with her. It's like we were really like always on 24/7 with her. I'm introvert by nature, so for this kind of child in my life, I think it was only 3 months worth.
It was 2.
2, and I was just toast. Dropped her off and said goodbye. And then we headed to just a local park where there's a little beach area to relax.
Well, it wasn't relaxing, it was venting. It was non-stop swimming for 2 hours because all that stress was so built up in us. What did you tell me about this whole adoption process? I'm done. We're not adopting. I'm done.
A Thai restaurant in town. We knew this family that worked there had a little girl, hanging around, helping out, whatever. But she was probably only 3 or 4, maybe. I had worked a lot with Asian people in Massachusetts at the time, so it was, I was kind of attached per se when she came up to say hi and play around, fool around with us.
I looked at you and I said, we're not done.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to adopt Asian.
So.
And he agreed. We really weren't done. Just let's take a little time, like a month. And that was also a turning point for finances. He let go of how much it's going to cost. He let it all go. And it turned. We asked God, okay, we're going to go down this road and assuming that's what you want for us. So we prayed what country. And Noel had a picture. The picture was of a Chinese building with a big field in front of it and a fence with a gate. And the gate was open, and Jesus was at the gate, and he opened up his arms and said, here you go. This is it. And so we picked China. That picture for Noel was huge. And the next thing was when they sent us a picture of Nia. She looked like me when I was young. How perfect can God get when you have a son that's like Dad? I mean, he's a lot like me, but he's like Dad. And then you get a little girl that's just like me. You just have to keep trusting God and look at what he has done, not what you didn't get. We were debt-free in the whole thing. Took out $10,000 in the last month because we had to take it with us. Within 4 months, it was done. God honored his concern about the money.
Yeah. When you've gone through other situations prior to that and you think that you can't handle it, God can handle it. He's bigger than that.